Hey there, Ethan here. Welcome to Hello Road. So late last year, I was given the opportunity to travel to Atlanta, Georgia to experience the Radwood 80s and 90s car show that they held there at Road Atlanta. But before we talk about the 80s and 90s, I feel like I have to upgrade my wardrobe just a little bit. Ah, that's better. Got to meet some really fun people and check out their ridiculously rad 80s and 90s rides. Overall, it was just a fantastic experience. So I figured, why don't I go ahead and post that Atlanta video to my channel so you can check out the rad that was had at Atlanta last year. So without further ado, here's a little travel montage. All right, a long journey from Los Angeles to Road Atlanta. We're here, Radwood at GridLife. The show's getting set up, and if you know me, I can't just go to Radwood just dressed like a normal a-hole. I gotta step it up a notch. All right, let's go. I think this is a more appropriate outfit for the occasion, don't you? Straighten my tie a little bit. We just need to take a moment to admire how clean this Honda Accord is. I don't think I've seen one as clean as this, not even a new one. It just makes you wonder, how did this car survive this long and was kept in such nice condition? Somebody obviously really cared about this thing. Yes. So you said you originally had an 87?
Yeah, my first car was an 87. My parents bought new, and then I inherited it with about 242,000 miles.
Okay, so is that kind of like the car you had throughout high school? And
I had it a year and a half in high school, and then I got the other 89 Accord, and I had that through college. But I missed them so much. It was a Michigan car, so there's a little bit of rust.
Okay, and how long have you had it?
Almost a year.
Okay.
I've always loved the pop-up headlights, and I didn't like the amber corners, so I got the JDM corners for it. But I've always loved the climate control in the car with like the little LED lights on it. Fascinated that even when I was a kid. But it's got a factory 89 CD player that I saved for my old Accord.
Yeah.
So
I remember this car being like, for its era, just very solid, like really nice interior and
I mean, it wears like iron. I mean, the upholstery is like flawless. I did find a new old stock, like it was new in box set of factory fogs with a switch and everything. So I had that put on the car. It's fun, and I love the Prelude wheels. I've been looking for the luggage rack with the third brake light in it. That's like the one period accessory that I'm still missing.
Well, it's cool too because for as common as these cars were back in the day, like
hardly see them.
You never see them. And it's just such a great shape too, and the pop-up headlights. Awesome. I love that. Yeah. This might be a unicorn. Oldsmobile 98 diesel. Makes me think of Public Enemy, but I don't think Chuck D had a diesel version. Not sure. We should look into that.
59,000 miles.
59,000 miles. Who owned this thing?
I got it on eBay about 6 months ago. It's identical to the car that we had for 15 years growing up. My family car, except we had the gasoline version. I saw the diesel. I've got 3 other diesel Mercedes. I've always driven diesel Mercedes.
Okay.
I saw this. I was like, I gotta have it.
Whoa.
Can't mistake it.
Diesel Oldsmobile. Sweet.
There was apparently 1 million of these made.
1 million?
Yeah, but 1 million diesels.
1 million diesels? So it's not...
Well, all the different lines they had, but the 77 to 81, GM basically killed the market. They made them unreliable. They didn't really think it all out. By 82, they fixed it. They figured out the head bolts. They figured out the water in the fuel and the fuel pump.
Okay.
So this car, it's actually not all that slow. The 240D, I had one like that for years. That was slow. This is, but 5.7 liters should move, you know, something this size.
Sure. So you got this car because it was a sort of a nostalgia thing. You wanted to be reminded of like what you grew up with.
Yeah, the color combination. The car was exactly our family car growing up in the 80s.
And that interior, like you probably remember, like sitting in this plush interior.
So many years of being a kid in this.
Yeah.
And the diesel was just the cherry on top. It came out of Idaho, and it must must have sat in a garage most of its life.
This is lovely.
With the Brome package, it was the top of the line. And the coach likes these electrostatic coach lights here instead of the little light the Regency would have had here.
Do your lights work?
Everything works.
It does, okay.
And the AC is ice cold.
It's really?
Everything works.
It's always great to find stuff like this that just somehow endured.
Yeah.
So I want to know, what other car show can you find a new Edge Mustang parked next to an Oldsmobile diesel? Radwood might be the only place that can happen. We have to check out this AMC Eagle. How long have you had it?
3 weeks.
3 weeks? Did you buy it just for Radwood?
I would like to say that I would, but no.
How do you like it so far?
I like it a lot.
Yeah?
Pain in the ass. The window's stuck down.
Oh, okay.
It's a 4-wheel drive?
4-wheel drive. Select track. 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, selectable.
Yeah. In that 3 weeks, have you had a chance to take it off-roading at all?
I got it stuck in a ditch.
You did? Okay. Yeah.
That's how I found out the 4-wheel drive still works.
That's a good way to test it. Did you just get it off of Craigslist or something, or did you find
I found it in a parking lot. It was an old man who bought it from the second owner, and it turned out to be a friend of mine's neighbor, of all people. It's car number 10. I think I have 10.
Yeah. I can never remember.
Well, you know, I live in Cobb County.
Okay.
We're only allowed 3 cars in your driveway.
Got it.
I have like a shitty car relay surface all around Cobb County where when one breaks down, I walk over to another person's house, get my car, and keep going on.
This one yours too?
Guy worked for a Chrysler dealership. He bought it. He liked the car, and he died about 1995. And it meant a lot to him, and it meant a lot to his wife too. And she kept it in the garage and drove it once a year. So it's got like 80,000 miles on it.
How long have you had this car?
6 months.
Do you kind of go through cars pretty quickly, or do you?
I keep them until they get impounded.
Okay. Just, are you into like cars that are forgotten? Like what's?
I think it's more.
What's your deal, man? You the unloved. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Radwood has so much rad shit. That's lovely.
Yeah, it's an 81 SE. It's got SSI, GT3 exhaust. It's got a lot of miles. It's a driver car. Got the shit out of it.
Yeah.
It's on the track.
How long have you had it?
4 years. It was a track car, and I redid the tartan interior, which actually is not a Porsche color. It looks like it, but it's actually American. It's like a Chrysler, or it's a Mopar color, funny enough.
So do you track it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I try. I'm more driver's ed type stuff.
Okay.
More just my weekend basher that I like rage.
Were you always into Porsche?
My dad, I remember being a kid riding a 930, and he also had a, it was a 911, but it was a Cabrio, and then he had 2 944s. But his first one actually was a white like SC.
Yeah.
He sold it. I have a picture of me being like this big next to him. And then my first car I bought, this is my second Porsche. My first one I bought is a white 87 G50. But you know what? It's so slow. I mean, 180 horsepower stock, right? I mean, they're not fast.
By modern stuff.
By modern stuff, it's so slow, you know, but it sounds amazing.
That is great. That is great right there.
Yeah, make the deal. Absolutely. Platinum all the way.
Sweet.
Got about 58,000 miles on it now.
58,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is great, but also like I'm having to, I've had to replace like brake lines and stuff like that, but it's been a great car and it runs like butter. I had 2 at the same time actually. I had another one with like 80,000 miles and I found this one and I was like, no, I got to have this one. So I got this one and it's been great to own.
Yeah. Have you always been into the Lexuses or the LSs?
I'm always kind of agnostic, but after, owning 2 of them, even, you know, nearly 30 years later, there's really not anything else quite like it. And it's made me a fan, so now I have a Supra and a GS300 as well. These cars are still, even to this day.
Yeah,
awesome.
She's kind of like a weekend car.
Yep.
Sweet.
A weird weekend car for a lot of folks, but
I don't know.
it's getting to the age now where it gets attention. Yeah.
I've never seen one quite as nice as this one.
I've got the window sticker and all the delivery stuff.
And is that an original car phone that came?
That came with it. It was a factory option, and they were, you know, they were equivalent of like $80,000 or $90,000 back in the day. So, and I was in 4th grade or 5th grade when they came out, so I just remember the commercials. So
yeah.
When I finally found a nice one, I figured it was my turn. You know, I thought it was going to be probably one of the most dull cars here, so I tried to go a little over the top with the display, and I've got all the original commercials and everything running in it. So, but it turns out everybody likes it. I guess that's what Radwood is all about.
Where's this?
89.
89. So this is the IS?
Yep.
Sweet. How long have you had it?
I've had it since February, and since then it's just like constant dump of money.
What have you dumped into it?
It's a full restoration, paint inside and out, full interior, 2.7-stroker motor, BBS's, H&R suspension.
Was it pretty rough when you got it?
It wasn't too bad. This old guy had it and had everything documented. Got all the original paperwork, like from day one, like the dealership stuff. A pretty solid car.
How many miles on it?
On the rebuild, it has 48,000.
Okay. Yeah. Have you always been into E30s? Or
yeah. I had a white 4-door one when I was like 18, and then I sold it, and then wanted to get another one, so I went ahead and spent a lot of money on one.
Yeah. Is this your daily driver?
Yep.
Okay, sweet.
Every day.
Every day. That's awesome.
Day. I put in like, since February, at least 12,000 miles on it. Dependable. I mean, it's hard to say like these things are dependable, but I kind of got lucky.
The lace-up competition. Let's head over there.
We're gonna have it's gonna be a fat lacing competition.
So this dumb idea started because I used to work at Foot Locker. My girl made me a fake trophy that hangs in my house that says like National Shoelacing Champion on it.
Sense of urgency I noticed in this one.
Derek, oh, both of them within about a second battle.
All right, here we go. Go. So Ryan's got the one lace all the way up on one side, and he goes to the other. This may be a huge upset, folks. This may be a huge upset. Halfway down to the second shoe. And it's happening. Boom, right, cut.
I just got smoked by Ryan. Round of applause for this fool.
So we're going to start with Raddest Domestic. So we have a project car at Radwood that is a lifted sedan, and this reminded me of that. And I love it a lot. So there is an AMC Eagle. Here's your trophy, sir.
Thank you. I'm going to do the Raddest van / wagon. So it's for the Fairmont wagon with the 2JZ swap.
Raddest truck. And we're going with the white Montero in the corner over there. Looks super original.
Raddest import. This car is so rad. I've never seen one before. It is a right-hand drive Volvo wagon. Did you guys see that?
I just bought the car last Wednesday from DC, drove it to New York, and then drove it from New York down to here.
Really cool ride, man.
Really cool show.
Thank you. Raddest time machine. And that means like what's the most well-preserved car, low mileage. And for this one, we chose an Oldsmobile 98 with a diesel engine. Raddest dressed?
Well, there's something special about this one. It goes beyond the outfit. I mean, the guy went all out with the outfit. There's also a certain accessory that he added to the car that was very period correct. And it's the man over there in the Run DMC-ish kind of jumpsuit. And he brought a Lexus LS400, probably the nicest one I've ever seen. But he did the whole champagne glasses on the hood. It's so well executed. We had to give him a prize.
LS400 low. It's apparently the only one ever made, and it's the blue AMG Hammer wagon, which is ridiculous. It's a 4-cam 6-liter, the rarest engine. Best in show, the blue AMG Hammer wagon, the only one ever made. There it is. Congratulations. That's awesome.
I'm finally out of that polyester suit. Radwood Atlanta is over. The lot is clearing out. There's still a few cars left here, but not many. I just met so many cool people today. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Yeah, so thanks for making it rad in Atlanta. See you later.